Doctor there, it's not that bad, but he's pretty much has to be completely devoted to helping out the Shadow Fiend. Darkseer's the hero that didn't really get touched that much, just -2 int. That's not that big of a nerf. I'm actually surprised that Navi didn't pick it up. I think that Darkseer is actually much better versus the IO Tiny than the Clockwork is, just because you can easily make the Wisp get out of position. You don't even have to wait for him. You just pull him in to get bursted.
We'll see now a 5th ban from Navi. The Monkey Business need here. They've got their supports. It looks like they need their miracle hero. Puck is the ban.
I like seeing Puck. I think we'll see a lot more play this patch, especially since Quap didn't really get touched that much. I think that Quap will be a very popular choice in 6.85, and Puck will kind of follow that lead. Although he kind of sucks versus BKB. Nowhere near as good as Queen of Pain in that regard. So Navi, they need a host hero. Let's see. Gyro has been banned. Man, what other heroes are there? I doubt he'll turn to the Slark again because it didn't prove to be that great versus Wisp Tiny, and it's not that great versus Darkseer. Luna, I think, would provide a lot of firepower for them with the Visage and the Witch Doctor. Drow, I think, is far too risky just because if you don't take down a lot of towers by 25, you're pretty much just going to get outscaled by Tiny and Wisp, and you don't have any mobility to kind of dodge that combo. But if played well, it can work. Ooh, Slardar. So now his sprint's actually like a sprint instead of what it used to be, which is like double the duration and double the cooldown. So that's actually a pretty significant buff. And Tiny doesn't have that much armor, although with the Dazzle, it's slightly questionable for the Slardar pick, but his mobility is really good now with the phase. And they have a lot of minus armor. They can do Roach really quickly with Slardar and Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, and they obviously scale pretty well here into the late game. If you get BKB on Slardar, he can just man up on the IO and blow him up potentially.
Reserve time.
Doesn't have to worry too much about that combo. And I will say, last time I saw the Havos Slardar, he went for a Midas, so he went for like more of like a carry Slardar. Curious to see what the build is this game.
Slardar farms too slowly, I think, to keep up with Tiny and IO. You have to contest rather than outfarm with that hero. And on top of that, he's already going to have a difficult time if he's matched up versus Darkseer. He has no easy way to kill those Ion Shell creeps. Ooh, TA. Yeah, this is, I think, pretty rough for Navi yet again. TA is already a pretty good matchup for Shadow Fiend, and they don't have that many instances of damage. I guess maybe Visage ult to kind of handle her refraction charges. Slardar, I think, is pretty good, though, because she can't melt dodge anything with that on her, with her amp damage.
The draft is now complete. Monkey Business do get their Miracle TA. It will be Dire side this game. So, as much as Navi have a strong Roche lineup, Monkey Business will have that positional advantage potentially.
I actually think TA is like much stronger to this patch too. She didn't get any direct buffs, but I think the traps are really strong. Like a lot of the vision abilities got nerfed, as well as the minus armor on Roche being nerfed from those items. So having innate minus armor on Roche from Meld, as well as potentially a Desolator pickup later, will have that option available to you while not available to the other team.
Oh, another lovely Dota 2 crash. All right, Ben.
Okay, I don't have...
You're on camera control.
All right. Okay, I'll introduce the lineups. On the side of Monkey Business, we have Big Daddy taking up the reins on the Tiny yet again. Crit.
Oh god, there's a patch.
Following him with the... Yeah, there's a patch? Okay.
Well, hope I can still reconnect after this.
We have Miracle taking up the mid-Templar Assassin. Looks like they want to contest top lane. Fly playing the support Dazzle. And in the off lane, we have Moon Meander on the Darkseer. On the Radiant side, we have Navi already finding an Observer Ward. Dendi getting that plus 50 gold. Let's see if he skilled up souls. He did get 1 soul for that. Havos taking up the Slardar. Soneko on the Visage. And PSM on this cool immortalized Witch Doctor. And in the offlane, we have Funnick playing Clockwork yet again, already with Cog skilled.
All right, sorry about that, folks. We are in the process of reconnecting here. Our doing reborn things right now. So Let's see. Miracle will be camping out this top rune. Fly looking to protect him here. 4 Dire Heroes towards the top rune. We do not get anything accomplished in the Radiant jungle, though. So this time around, the Radiant team will be able to do some pulling, some stacking if they so choose. And all right, looks like we did make it back in. So we're underway here. Game number 2 of our best of 3. Monkey Business leading 1-0.
Yeah, they had their camp unblocked this time, so the Radiant has a slightly better start than Radiant did last game. That ward, I think, stayed up for the entire duration.
It did. And actually, both of them did. So they had neither of these camps spawning the entire first 7 minutes. Or 6 minutes, rather.
So Miracle getting the support treatment with Fly just constantly harassing Dendi. That is a pain in the butt to deal with, and they already had to bring in Soniko to try and give him some early souls. The 1 soul from the Observer Ward was not good enough. Oh, Moon.
Getting punished here. I think Avos may die for this. Not quite. But forcing out the salve nice and early. Not getting his experience bottom lane as he desperately tries to get level 2. Only 62 experience so far.
I mean, he's in a really rough spot. I think he's actually going to die this wave.
They're not going to let him get out freely. Moon continuing to go in. Drops the Ion Shell and you're going to pay for it. Cast bouncing. The Crush coming through. Still no Surge available. And they slow him with the Grave Chill, and no way for Moon to get out. He'll give up the first blood.
It was hilarious. He wanted to kill the creep, so he got level 2 by the time he returned to deal with the Grave Chill. But he didn't get
trying for the Karate Chop. Too slow with the Grave Chill. Couldn't get the job done. As we'll see Fly swing around the mid lane. Looks like he wants to go for a
Moon's coming back to lane. He's a bold guy.
Well, meanwhile, mid, Fly hunting the Dusky. Dendi, got to be careful, at least gets his bottle, now sends it forward. Miracle's also hunting it. Run, Dusky, run! No, the Psyblades kill it off. Tangoing through, they're going to pursue Dendi. They'll get him as well. Monkey Business getting away with murder here in the mid lane. A Shadow Fiend kill, a Courier snag, and now potentially a PSM kill as well. There's no refraction, though. Miracle going to bottle up. Looks like he wanted to bait that one.
But he has a 2-minute rune. That tree.
And the regen rune.
Whew. And Funnick dies top.
Lane over. Yeah, Big Daddy No-Tail will find the kill. So 2-1 the score. It's a buyback on the Clockwork just to get right back in this lane. Funnick wants to punish here. He does have the boots advantage. But Big Daddy No-Tail is the tether. So buyback, not able to get the kill. Dendi being pursued mid now. Things just getting very chaotic here early on for Na'Vi.
Yeah, this is bad for Na'Vi. And now Moon Meander's already back in the lane, and he almost got level 3 because the supports have to go help out the tower diving in the mid. Let's see if they can score a kill on him.
And surging, still the pursuit here. Sprinting early on. Havost has the 2 stick charges. Almost gives him enough mana for a crush here. Just poking away at Moon. Tang goes through, continues retreating. They do have a level 2 cask available. Need that crush. Just short, but the long range grab. Can he get in range? Just barely clipping him. Moon will have another surge in 4 seconds. Dendi trying to usher him away the other direction. One more auto attack. Gets the job done. They really had to hustle for that one, though. But it does drag Dendi off the mid lane. And Miracle takes advantage of this. Now 18-7 in the matchup. Punishing Dendi here. So it seems that early support has paid off. Already some ancient stacking as well. This TA looking to get even farther ahead.
And the side blade on that career. Poor Dusky, man.
Rip.
Poor Dusky.
It's just like nowhere for him to go, you know? Then he tried to juke with him, but just can't get away from the wrath of the TA.
And the supports haven't had any time to play greedily for Shadow Fiend at all. Oh, Miracle playing deep.
Diving this a bit. Does pop the refraction. Really committing. Dendi. No boots available. Just gets punished under the tower mid. This is like the old Shadow Fiend TA matchup where TA historically just would really wreck him 1v1, but normally you don't see him dying this much this early.
And actually, Moon's decision to go back to the bottom lane has really paid off for them because the supports are completely occupied with him. So they can't stack so Shadow Fiend can come back in the game, and they can't really TP mid to help him out because Moon is actually messing with their stacks. And oh my!
Stops to hit the creep. Maybe
Miracle.
Uh-oh. Crouching on the mid lane. He's level 6. He has not gone for any points on the traps here, but with the poison touch to slow Dendi down, it looks like he won't need it. One more auto attack, and Dendi dies again. It's a feast for Miracle.
The level 1 poison touch. That value point. That buff to the mana.
Yeah, it did get a nice little buff. 100 at all levels.
Did Dazzle really need a buff though?
Yeah, he was picked and very successful last patch.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the plan for Na'Vi here? Havos going for treads. Let's hope he does not get a minus. I think this is a blink game. Firstly, to kind of escape from IO and Wisp, and secondly, he needs to kill people because Shadow Fiend's not really going to be doing any of that, not with the start that he's had.
Yeah, and Havost is doing decently in terms of farm here. 24 CS, chasing after Moon. That cask is available. They'll let it fly now, but no amp damage. Moon getting very close to his tower, will be crushed. Havost, no points in the bash just yet. They're still committing. But that will be where they end. Backing off now. So yeah, I mean, it feels like in general, Moon has really been able to keep the pressure up on this bottom lane, slightly slowing down the Slardar's farm as he gets a bit behind the Tiny early on. Space created in the off lane.
Yeah, the supports are just struggling to repel these two cores from just dominating the bottom half of the map. And if they don't repel them, they're eventually going to have enough control where they can just straight contest the stacks.
Beautiful rocket. Unfortunately, Moon just a bit too tanky. Nice effort there by Funnick, though. He'll be slightly thwarted. Maybe could shoot one more rocket, but already Moon has made it home safely. So he'll heal up. And in terms of the jungle now, we're looking at double stacks and multiple camps at a minimum.
We haven't really seen...
Ancients triple stacked. A lot of jungle here for Monkey to play around with.
Yeah, Crit is only level 4, but I suppose it's actually really good for a dual lane in the top. Tiny already level 6, and looks like they're already headed to take off some stacks. Crit with the regen rune bottled up, and Na'Vi with no sort of map control to even think about contesting this area of the map.
Yeah, I mean, they've got another problem. That's Miracle just solo pushing this mid lane right now. He's really keeping the pressure up. This keeps Big Daddy No Tail and Crit safe as they make that rotation you mentioned. They'll hand over the top lane to Fly on the Dazzle. And he will look to get his free farm here. Get his levels up. Sentry Ward even deployed mid. Dendy just desperately trying to catch up. And you'll just see Miracle force out the TP rotation simply by dropping a trap and moving about 50 units towards Dendy. And this is going to allow Moon in turn to catch up. It's level 5 bottom. They continue to clear out these stacks. Crit is scouted, but can he be punished?
I wonder if Vos is going to invest in any sort of regen to top himself off in this lane. If he doesn't, then he might be a prime relocate target for the Wisp and the Tiny, and then he might like never get his blink at a reasonable timing. So it's a difficult life for Havost.
I mean, they're just stuck dual laning mid now. So making the rest of the map very easy for Monkey.
No choice. I bet Dendy wishes they did that from the very beginning of the game.
Rocket comes in top. We'll clip Big Daddy and Fly. But Na'Vi just very much on the defensive here. Looks like it'll be up to Funnick to make the plays. Has a hook shot available, and he misses again. Been a day of missed hook shots for Funnick.
Would that even be a kill if he got it? He doesn't have any...
no battery assault.
Yeah, I don't actually think that's a kill.
Maybe a good thing he missed.
I mean,
Yeah, and the Witch Doctor's gone for the heal build. Doesn't have Maledict either.
Yeah, it probably would have been a kill for Monkey.
If not more. Relocate isn't online yet, though, so that would be the one saving grace. We'll scout this big Ancient stack. PSM gets a Sentry down, but I guess the bigger question is, will they even be able to contest this when the TA goes? Oh, or the Tiny.
Top tower is under attack.
And the tower siege begins.
Top lane more or less abandoned right now. Seeing Suniko still trying to crack level 6. Funnick rotating in here. They will get that tier 1 for free. Big Daddy happy to grab it. Crit now. Does have relocate online. Let's see, where do they go? Double TP home. They get the urn. Monkey, they're ready to gank. Treads up, or drums up as well.
I still feel like there's always too much pressure on Funnick to go out and do stuff. Like he always has to be the guy that starts off fights, that relieves pressure off the other lanes, that creates space so Dendy or Havos can catch up. Like one of those two cores like tends to have a bad start.
Oh, hey Dusky. Hey Dendy.
Oh.
How's it going mid? Big Daddy chasing him in. Has the Avalanche toss combination. Soul Assumption is here to punish a little bit, and they may actually get caught out. Crit crushed and loses his Tiny, who gets clipped by a Soul Assumption. Will end up going down. That's a 619 gold bounty going the way of the Visage. That will pretty much be a point booster if Saniko wants it.
Still, they get a big, nice, fatty ancient stack.
It feels like even when Monkey lose a hero, it's always some other positive win for them elsewhere on the map. Whether it's taking the Ancients, pushing the mid lane, freeing up the tiny IO to farm safely top without pressure. They're always making sure they get some trade.
Ooh, the Blink Dagger rush on TA. I don't see that too often.
You know, it's almost always the Deso nowadays.
It synergizes a little bit better with the Tiny and the Wisp, so you can just instantly eliminate people, but it's like if you get hook shot, you're mostly screwed. Okay, well that's a fortuitous rune.
TD rune up, and meld level 3 already available as Miracle just looks for the solo rush. Radiant team, no vision of this, just inside the pit. Miracle throws a couple of defensive refraction charges here, an unfortunate bash for him. But it seems Na'Vi are not going to be wise to this. And showing the tiny IO top is only making it easier. Miracle, the free Roshan. With that, should have nearly his first Mithril Hammer on the way to his Deso. So he gets chain bashed here. Needs super bad RNG. But won't have it. Level 11 and 11 minutes in. Free Aegis for him. Monkey business. Just getting so much off the map.
Yeah, he doesn't even need a Deso to do Rosh. My goodness. That's really bad. It's 11 minutes. He's
level 11 at 11 minutes with an Aegis.
Yeah,
And a
Havos
Blink Dagger.
trying to farm his Blink. If he dies right here, it could be a lot of trouble.
Miracle wants to force this out. He will get amped for his trouble, though, and then the Familiars arrive. Double stunning and holding Miracle in position. Soul Assumption is available. Uses it. Grave coming, though. Turns on Havos. Almost finishes a Miracle. One more auto attack will get the job done. He does lose his Aegis. Havos on 10 HP, trying to retreat out. He will escape successfully as Funnick arrives. Looking to re-engage here. Can they finish off Miracle? This would be a gigantic kill. The hook comes through, but Io keeps it nice and healthy. Soul Assumption not quite enough. Now instead it'll be Dendi who gets Vac back, finished off, and still the retreat. Miracle running out. Crit, double stun, unable to get the relocate off, but it doesn't matter. Miracle's going in deeper. He wants Funnick as well. He's gonna find him. 4 heroes dead. It's Big Daddy No Tail getting the triple kill. The Familiars also scattering to the winds as they frantically retreat. Does cost them an Aegis, but a 2,500 gold swing here. That's before the tower. They are about, I think they're closer to 12,000 gold ahead here. 12 minutes in. Graph hasn't fully updated just yet.
So the comeback is Slaughter Blink Dagger, and then hopefully getting like a couple of important picks. Ideally TA, but Wisp and Tiny also works. And then getting like a mech or whatever catch-up item you want on Shadow Fiend. And this is tough. Visage has Arcane Boots. Witch Doctor has nothing. Shadow Fiend has almost nothing. Clockwork has close to nothing. So it's really only Slaughter with any semblance of gold in his inventory. Well, actually not in his inventory, but about to be in his inventory. Unless he dies right now and... okay, he purchased it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
No, gets caught there by the other Blink Dagger. Big Daddy No Tail has picked us up. They have a lane ward top, giving vision.
That's a lot of trouble for Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend just cannot deal with this sort of mobility.
Hell, the little Witch Doctor can't deal with it either. Big Daddy No Tail. Last game it was the Shadow Blade. This game it's the Blink. But he's always up in their faces.
There goes your jungle.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yeah, I mean, they just have such good aggressive wards now. You look at the Dire Vision. One ward over towards the 2 closest camps, and he's diving! He goes onto the tier 2 tower, deletes one. May get punished here with the hook shot out. There's a relocate available, but before Crit can even react, down for the count, and now Havos looks to punish this. Jumps in, we'll get the second kill. But nothing comes for free here as a Dazzle split pushing that bottom lane. Miracle waiting under cover of a haste rune as well as a meld. Let's see if he finds anyone backing off.
I think Dendy's going to walk back to him.
Courier, that's carrying the Blink
Oh,
Dagger.
no.
No, Dusky.
PSM.
No, he wants PSM. He's not going to go for the Courier. Meanwhile, Havost is diving mid lane. Dendi committee as well. Gets off the raise. Will secure the kill. So 3 heroes taken down in exchange for the 1.
Oh, Dendi has Blink Dagger too. How did he get that? Cool.
Oh, that was his Blink Dagger flying out.
Yeah.
The Slaughter already had this.
That's really good.
No, this is not going to stop Miracle. He's got another double damager, and
They need vision for toss.
Cogs are well placed to block them and keep the IO back. Big Daddy No Tail will again find a pick off. The Havos gets desecrated. Completely blown up. Miracle on the chase, dropping the trap just out of range to slow down Dendi. Still backing off here, top lane. Familiars on the way in. Toss forward. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And their vision's way too good. They have the Observer Ward both in mid and top lane, which is where the fights constantly have been, and that sentry doesn't catch it out. And they're just, even though they have blink daggers, they're still getting caught out by the blinks and the wisp and whatnot.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And now they're going to find another. PSM, how dare you leave your base. Miracle, blink. And dead.
Radiant's top tower is under
It was smart of Denny to go blink, though.
Seems like Monkey is just excels at this playing from ahead, like pressure offense.
It's really, I think, the Miracle just making so much space for everyone else on the map, as well as Moon. They're all like playing aggressively and forcing them to divide their resources amongst the map, and most of the time they just don't have enough resources to control both of them. And sometimes it's innately bad matchups, like TA versus the Shadow Fiend, but I think, I mean, a lot of it is...
Even the Invoker pick last game, especially the way he's skilled, it was like he had no real ability to pressure the Ember.
And now he has Dezo. I thought Dezo was going to come out much later, but it only took him like 4 minutes after his blink dagger.
Yeah. Well, hey, 5-0 and 3, that'll do it. And they're jumping in. Big Daddy No Tail, quick engage, pops the Shadow Fiend just like that, and then the relocate save. Well played there by Crit, dragging Big Daddy No Tail back towards safety as Moon nearly dies here. Gets graved up. The mech popped as well to keep him alive. Miracle trying to decide who he wants to execute next, and it seems it will be Funnick who's on the menu. Not finished off, though, even through the toss combination. Instead, turns on Havost, and Havost will also be removed from the game. Slardar, supposed to be the beefy frontliner, just running for his life. Big Daddy No Tail, wham, jam, slams him down. And now they'll take the tower as well. 3 more kills, another tower, more and more objectives just piling in. Monkey business. Looking like they are just on another level here from Na'Vi.
If Sprint wasn't enough to get blown up, he has to deal with Dazzle Weave and the Meld and the Dezo damage. he can
Dazzle's got a Solar Crest. Fly's walking around with a 17-minute Solar Crest here on your theoretically 5-position support.
No problem.
Easy peasy. He is 0-0-1. Has, I guess, gotten a decent amount of farm. 44 CS on the Dazzle. Wowza. That's pretty amazing. So, I mean, what do you do at this point if you're Na'Vi, Ben? You got any brilliant stratagems?
They're just in a really deep rut. They can't really get BKBs because of all the minus armor and all the physical damage, but they also can't get Ghost Scepters because of their burst from Tiny.
Ooh, they might be able to punch Miracle. There is a relocate available, though, and almost instantly finished off.
It's best just to get quick picks with their Blink Daggers because that's pretty much the only option that they have at this point.
Oh dear, look at that swing. 2,800 gold.
Yep, they're that far ahead.
Still only about an eighth here of the lead.
I think it's the typical smoke before Roche and then try and get Roche because they have a really good lineup for taking Roche. Probably even better than Monkeys, although Monkey can do it solo. Na'Vi can't really do that solo. But here we go, smoke wrap around. So Nico looking to pop it. Funnick looking to counter engage.
Surging Big Daddy in. He's going to lead the way. Jumps forward. Avalanche toss. Connects. Instantly destroys the Shadow Fiend yet again. But Crit will be the trade as the Death Ward comes out onto Big Daddy No Tail. Beautifully bouncing Coconut. Trying to keep him in position, but he's too tanky. The Dazzle keeps him nice and safe with the Weave coming through. The Solar Crest as well. This is a raid boss, Tiny. You can't finish him off that easily. They can bring down the Dazzle at the very least. Moon running forward. A 3-for-2 exchange so far. This TA will now respawn. And they toss in... Try to toss that Darkseer around.
He got tossed to the rune. Wow, that was actually incredible. Tiny had amp damage on him as well as a Death Ward and 2 heroes right-clicking him, and he didn't even look like he was taking any damage at all. That's the Weave plus the Solar for you. And Craggy.
Yeah, that was like, okay, maybe this is how they can actually kill him. They also don't have Maledict, which really hurts them, unfortunately, in that particular engagement. Tough times here for Na'Vi. Trying their best to stay in this one. Should they lose, they are not eliminated, but they would drop down to the lower bracket and have a rough road ahead of them. Monkey business. Looking to punch their ticket to the winner bracket semifinals, at which point they would be 2 wins away from going to Singapore.
Monkey Miracle looking for. Oh, they actually pop a Sentry Ward.
If they
PSM.
walk up that hill, well, if they walk up that hill, PSM's dying here probably, but little does Miracle know. PSM. Oh, hello, buddy. See you later. Nice Sentry Ward.
Doesn't even need the double damage.
Jesus. Yeah, even as the Yasha picked up now. Like you said, just so much space created here by the cores. On the back of that Monkey, looking for their next round of aggressive wards and D wards. They'll pop the sentry down, plop down an observer too. The pings come out. Did you actually see it? Maybe just expecting heroes to be in the neighborhood.
Dire's top tower
Roshan's
under
up.
attack.
TA has DD popped with a haste in the bottle. That's a recipe for a lot of dead Navi heroes.
Bottom tower is under
A
attack.
concoction of carcasses.
Concoction. Very nice
Bottom
alliteration.
tower has fallen.
Uh-oh.
Dire's
I
middle tower
At
is
some
under
point, it feels like part of this game is trying to find new ways to describe how badly Navi is getting punished.
I guess Slar's
Dire's
getting...
top tower is under
I
attack.
don't know if he's getting armlet or
I think
Midas.
he's getting the Midas.
If he gets a Midas, I mean, it's going to be way worse than last game, I feel like.
Hook shot does catch two. The Death Ward's there on the high ground. This could be a beautiful way to turn the fight around. Crit. No! He gets out. Do they look to contest this? Or no, I guess the IO will be the sacrificial lamb. But elsewhere, Havos sprinting for dear life. Doesn't quite have the Midas yet. Moon with the vacuum play, but everybody else in pursuit. Looks like they do get the IO bottom, but let's see. Does Havos make his out safely? Sprinting.
Dire's
Close.
top
And oh
tower
yeah, by
is
the way,
under
TA just taking another Roche for free.
Guessed wrong with the blink there. Big Daddy will not catch him out.
And it is the Midas. The 21-minute catch-up Midas.
I mean, at what point can he really man fight the TA or the Tiny? I would say he needs like BKB plus an AC. And
Even by the time he gets
yeah,
that,
by the time he
Miracle
gets that,
probably has
Daedalus.
Manta Daedalus, or at least Daedalus.
Daedalus Butterfly.
Well, if he is a butterfly, he's definitely not man fighting him.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do they have a Visajax? No, Suniko's going for the support build. The mech, the chainmail. Meanwhile, top familiars getting ganked. Oh, they do make it out. That's nice.
The split.
The
That,
Delta split.
that micro.
Imperial Flex would be proud.
Radiant's
And Tiny
top
is
tower
also going for
Meanwhile,
armor.
Miracle just destroying people bottom lane. He'll find the kill out of us. Now chasing out the PSM. While the simultaneous split push happens. Stop looking for that side blade catch. Won't find it. And gets punished by the hook shot. The Cogs Miracle. These are the Aegis here, though. Are they going to look to reinforce? No, they're just going to rat it up top lane. Now banging away on the tier 3 towers. He blinks out. The Requiem not quite perfectly timed and gets off the refraction. Urn going to come through. But everybody forced to scramble to defend the top lane. The 4 heroes are waiting. The rock's in your base, and he is not a happy camper. Avalanche toss, and Nico getting dragged back to the Visage. Or rather, as the Visage, dragged back to the Monkey Business Squad. Will end up going down. And they keep on sieging this one, Ben. Working on the melee now, even bringing Miracle into position. Can Navi hold the high ground here? No hook shot available. Avalanche, and yeah, that's not gonna be alive for much longer. Putting trying to hang on for now with the halberd. Maybe he can survive this one. In fact, the Death Ward comes out, bouncing pretty much perfectly here. The Dazzle Weave trying to negate a lot of this incoming damage, and now the wall gets dropped, forcing Navi back. The Illusion Army will be the saving grace here for Monkey until Big Daddy rushes in, crushes his way through the Slardar. Does find an additional kill. He's now godlike. They'll even buy back on Avos, wanting to re-engage, wanting to punish this. Blink. Misses on the crush, doesn't actually cast it, instead gets the amp off.
Oh, the Lotus Orb. Cool.
Radiant's top
Do they
towers are
continue
under
chasing
attack.
here? No. Looks like they'll have to let Monkey go. So good save there in the end, though.
Lotus Orb is pretty much like a free Solar Crest, too. Even better than that when you take off the amp. It's pretty good. I didn't expect them to have it so quickly.
Yeah, normally not an item you see rushed on Darkseer by any means.
Yeah, it's usually like a 3rd or 4th item. But I think it's pretty good here. All of them are itemizing armor. I actually think the plate mail component of the Lotus Orb is actually useful this game. Generally, you're like, oh god, regen plus armor.
But it is an armor strat here from Navi, so it seems it's paying off a bit. Pops the Lotus Orb, Moon trying to retreat out. Surging away. Can they chain him down? They get a fresh amp applied. Rocket coming through. Soul Assumption will finish the job. Seneko connects for the kill.
They're itemizing armor all around. Tiny with the Helm of the Dominator, EO with the Vlads. Eventually, I'm sure they'll get an AC, so they're stacking that. Already Dazzle with the Solar Crest and the Weave. So they just have so much damage to work with. And their base has not yet been completely broken yet. It's like the Leaning Tower pieces, like one little tilt away from just completely combusting, and I think that's going to be the next Roche. There's already a creep in there to check out the timer, but it's only been 4 minutes, Miracle.
Yeah, the 1400 health Satyr Banisher. That's another interesting change in this patch. Uh-oh. Oh no, PSM, you won the TP out, but Big Daddy says, get back here. I want another taste.Avost will he get stunned? No, only the level 1 poison touch.
Oh, Big Daddy with the butterfly. I think this item
And they
is-
have the Manta as well in Miracle.
Yeah, it's super underutilized, I think, on Tiny, because he really needs attack speed to do damage. I think he scales better with attack speed than, like, let's say, a Crystallis.
Other nice thing is if your IO ever dies, you still have the Flutter, so you can actually keep up a bit with heroes.
Yeah, and the chances of Navi getting MKB this game, 10-1.
That's just
Or
cruel, man.
1-15 maybe.
Jeez. Well, for the Navi fans, they're not ready to give up just yet. But it seems Monkey Business has other plans. They're going to push in the top lane once again. As Dazzle builds towards what looks to be an Aghanim Scepter, blinking forward. Avalanche off the mark. Big Daddy. Got to be careful here. Hookshot's going to come through. Cogs deployed in a nice position, pushing him back from any sort of reinforcement. The IO relocate not available. And, well, meanwhile, the wall gets dropped. Big Daddy No-Tail just stands without the IO behind enemy lines. Clubs down 2. They thought they caught him, but he doesn't need the help anymore. With the butterfly, he simply can't be killed off. Not to mention the weave going through. Pushback again by the Cogs, but what does it matter? Familiars watching helplessly while all around them heroes die. They suffer. Witch Doctor finished off by the TA on the backside. They'll bring down the range rack. Now the melee to fall as well. And Navi are getting knocked down to the lower bracket here in Nanyang. The Monkey Business just one step ahead of them every step of the way. Havost, one last step before it's all said and done.
Big Daddy plus Lotus Orb can 1v4. I don't know if that's quite a 1v4. 1.25 versus 4.
That was just ridiculous. He had the weave going, the butterfly evasion. Like, he wasn't taking any damage. I'm like trying to keep my eye on the Wisp to see, oh great, like the Wisp can't tether. This is what you want. You've trapped the Tiny, but you've caged yourself in with the giant beast.
Yeah, overall nice